We're back with the Screen Team on today's Talk 930 KWOC. The show's brought to you by Poplar, Bluff Drywall, Fearless Social, and Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers. Our final film is Into the Woods, a musical that came out on Christmas Day, starring Meryl Streep, Emily Blunt, also your boy, Johnny Depp. He's in it as well. Sabrina, Into the Woods. The movie's new, but the actual play or musical has been around for quite a bit, right?
Yes, it has. That's very popular on Broadway type stages. I've known about this story for many years.
How long?
Too many. And it's one of those that I always thought would be wonderful to be in, but never got the opportunity. Never even seen it done live on stage.
So I have a question. If you could be in the musical, which part would you be?
Well, now... now I'd probably have to be the lady that wants a baby or the witch. Or the giant. Give me some platforms.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah.
So basically, we've got this musical, Into the Woods, and we've got all of our fairy tale characters that we know and love. You got Jack and the Beanstalk. You got Cinderella. You've got the
Rapunzel.
You got the red chick with the
Red Riding Hood.
Red Riding Hood. Yes.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny.
Is Goldilocks in it?
No, she's not. This is different group of guys. The Grimm brothers Grimm wrote a lot of these stories, and this story is where basically, in theatrical terms, they converge in the woods. Into the woods, they all go to find an answer to their need. Some of them are looking for a path to get somewhere else. Some are looking for a solution to a big wish, but they all wish for something. And their wishes come true in the woods. And it's all because of one witch who needs 4 or 5 things in order to break a spell that was cast many years ago by her mother or because of her mom. I think it was because of her mom. Anyway, I'd have to watch it again. But anyway, basically Meryl Streep plays the witch. And there's a lady, she wants to basically, Jack's wife. Jack's wife, isn't it?
No, not Jack's wife. It's it's the baker's wife.
The baker's wife. I'm sorry. The baker's wife wants to have a baby, and they can't seem to have a baby, and they find out from the witch that it's because she's got a curse on them. Well, in order to break the curse, they got to go out and find a white cow. They got to find a gold shoe. They got to find some yellow hair, and they got to find a red cape.
Yes.
And those are the 4 things that will allow the witch to break the curse. So that's how all the other characters get involved, because the baker's wife and the baker need to get those things from those other characters. And they all figure out a way to get them from within the woods. So you've got Cinderella, who is chasing down her perfect husband image, and there's a spin on why she leaves the ball. Different than the Disney version. There's the Red Riding Hood, who's going to grandmother's, and she meets the big bad wolf, who's played by Johnny Depp, by the way. And it is the darkest big bad wolf you will ever see. Dark as in the darkness of the character.
This is still a Disney film, so it's not like, he's...
It's not a slasher.
Yeah, he's not like a Kubrick film or something like that.
No, it's just dark. It's just he's really... He's not just after to eat her, there's more to the story. And
that's still messed up. I still don't buy it, but go on.
It's true. And you would just have to go back and reread the original stories to finally understand what these stories were intended to do in the beginning when people read them to their kids. They were meant to teach kids a lesson. They were meant to do something besides just put on a screen and entertain us with music. But these stories go back to those original intentions. Then you've got Rapunzel. You don't get a whole lot from her. Her story is more about her hair and the fact that the witch is keeping her up in the tower, which we already know that. But it's the princes. The princes have this scene. Chris, what's his name?
Pine.
Chris Pine. Oh, my God. cracks me up. He just like for no reason opens his vest and he's singing. You're just like, oh, you're kind of corny. And he says,
but it's purposely done though.
Yes, because he says, I only have to be charming.
You missed the rest of the.
What's the rest of it?
I don't know, man.
I don't have to be nice. I don't have to be nice. I just have to be charming, or I don't have to be honest, or whatever.
Sincere, or something.
Sincere. I just have to be charming. Yeah. So anyway, there's some really great grown-up versions of the fairy tales with the ability to have your kids PG-13.
I think it is 13.
Present. It's not a little kid's Disney story.
No, actually, it's PG. I apologize.
It is? Mm-hmm. Well, okay, I guess. It's just really no little kids are going to like this unless they're really into musicals.
Yeah, I don't think the images are going to scare the kids. I think the
boredom.
The boredom. Yeah. So, do you like it?
I loved it. I also loved the fact that I got to have a new theatrical experience while watching this movie.
Go ahead and tell us about it.
I got to sit in a recliner and have my food brought to me.
Oh, I've been hearing about those kind of theaters.
Yeah. I have to go to St. Louis. That's the nearest one here in the state of Missouri.
Yeah.
There's like 3 or 4 of them up there.
My friend has been to that, and she said it's hard
to go back.
It's hard to come back.
I almost fell asleep. It was nice. Man.
It's pretty sweet. But anyway, so that was a new theatrical experience. But I loved the movie, and yes, I cried at the end because the end credit song is just so pure and sweet, and oh my gosh, I just loved it. And oh my gosh, Meryl Streep is fantastic.
Did you really think so?
I really liked her in this.
My God.
I loved Johnny Depp. I loved the Big Bad Wolf, even though he's not in it a whole lot. There's really not a lot to his story.
That's true.
He's got one little scene, really, maybe a scene and a half. But I just like Johnny Depp.
Right.
Who's really, really amazing is Anna Kendrick.
You liked her a lot.
I
really?
did. Her Cinderella is just.
She sing a lot.
Well, they all do. It's a musical.
It's a musical. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't know how big her part was in this.
I mean,
she shows up a lot.
Pretty much everybody's part, I think, is equally kind of played out. There's really nobody in there that has except for maybe like the baker and the baker's wife.
The baker's wife has more to do in the movie, I think, than the baker does. The baker's wife is a very integral character in the story.
Yeah.
There's a giant. But you don't get a whole lot out of the giant except for boom, boom, boom.
Right. Yeah. Sabrina, I'm with you. I like this film. I didn't know anything about it. Before the movie came out, I didn't know the play or musical existed. But when we went and saw it, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the songs. I hadn't heard the songs before, and I liked them. Mm-hmm. You know, there were songs that you could remember and, really get into and sing along with. And,
it'd be a great soundtrack if you like musicals.
Yeah.
If you don't like musicals, you're going to go, oh, what did I do?
Right.
Because there's a lot of singing.
I've been told that I probably wouldn't care for this movie very much. As far as musicals go, I like Grease and Pitch Perfect.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because, we had some friends that, took their, young ones to this, and they were like, oh, we didn't know this was a musical. And, it is, it's not just 1 or 2 songs. There's...
the whole movie
is you got some songs in there, and I want to say that I'm a big Meryl Streep fan. I like her a lot. Just for some reason, she's getting a lot of Oscar buzz for this role that she's done in Into the Woods, and I didn't think that it really is that good. I think she's awesome, but I don't think it's Oscar worthy. Did you really think her performance stole the movie?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think she stole the movie.
Okay.
I think she made the movie, but not by herself.
Right. Well,
I think that she certainly wasn't a weak link, and she was a very strong link in the movie.
So you're saying they cast the right person for that part?
Yes. I don't necessarily know that she outshined anybody else in another movie. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. All right, Into the Woods. I still think it's in theaters here in Poplar Bluff, but it's not going to last too much longer because it did come out Christmas Day. So if you want to see it in theaters, I think time is running out as far as that goes. Stacy, thank you so much for being on the show.
You're very welcome.
Sabrina, as always, thank you for being on the show. We'll be back next week. And Sabrina, we're having our good friends from St. Louis. They're going to be on the show next week, the S-Wines.
Oh, man, they're going to come up with some crazy picks. What are they watching?
Well, with the exception of you, I've probably seen more movies with Mark than anybody else.
Yeah.
So he's got a very unique kind of movie style.
Yeah.
But I think his wife has picked these films because
he's married.
Right. The theme is Robert Loggia movies. And Robert Loggia, you guys would recognize him. He's a big side character kind of thing. He's not really a star. Mm-hmm. But it's 3 movies with Robert Loggia in it. And the first one is a film that came out, I think, last year called An Evergreen Christmas. Mm-hmm. Also, we're going to review Return to Me, which came out in the late 1990s with David Duchovny and Minnie Driver. And Necessary Roughness, back from the late 80s, early 90s, about football and starring Scott Bakula and others. So that's coming your way next Saturday at 6 p.m. For Stacy, for Sabrina, and Chris, we are the Screen Team on today's Talk 930 KWOC.